listening to the TalkBox Show. You're listening to the TalkBox. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
All right. Good morning, rise and shine. You know what we say here on the Talk Box. Every day above ground is a good day. Um, we got another day, another opportunity to get some things right that we didn't have quite right on yesterday. And today, you guys, I had to go back to a topic that we've discussed in the past. Not that long ago, my daughter was my co-host, and I'm gonna repost that on the YouTube channel. But I want to remind you uh, again how important it is to be aware of who you hanging with. Okay? So right now, I need you guys to go ahead and share the live for me. And go ahead and like the post, and also let me know that you're in the house. I need for you guys to help me out today by sharing the live, because actually, as you see, I am actually driving. I just got off the plane coming in from Washington, D.C. And as I was contemplating and praying about what we need to discuss today, I love learning and teaching from my experiences. So the one thing that I need to ask you, and you asked yourself, where is your squad? You know, the Bible says that bad company corrupts good character. And I thought about where's your squad, due to the simple fact that um uh, this week I've been in Washington D.C., at the White House and at the Capitol, with an organization that I've been affiliated with since 2014, Beauty Behind Bars, which was founded by Tiffany Love. And it's to free help. We help others free up from mental incarceration. And so, in my experience over the past few days, I have to ask you a question again. Where is your squad? And I want to explain to you why it's so important to be connected to the right people at the right time. Somebody say seasons. We know that we've been talking about seasons for a while, and everything happened in its season. But a lot of times, if we're hooked up and tied up and tangled up with the wrong folk, then we will not have everything that God has in store for you. So we have to stop doing things the way we want to do things. We have to start doing things that's lined up with the will of God. So, knowing that, again, where's your squad? We know that everything is about connections. Even in the beginning of time, God said it's not good for man to live alone. I don't believe that God was just talking about in a marriage type situation. When you are alone, when you're left alone, the enemy has a way of tricking you uh, when you're in loneliness. When we're lonely, we don't make such good decisions. Now that doesn't mean that just because you're by yourself, that you have to be lonely. That's not what I'm saying. However, the truth of the matter is, when you're by yourself, the Bible also says that two I'm sorry, I apologize. Two people are just better than one. So you have to ask yourself, where is your squad? Who are you hanging around? Birds of a feather flock together. Um, when you're trying to change your life and when you want a life for better, you got to look around and see who you're hanging with. A lot of times we are picking low hanging fruit. And if you want to go higher in life, then you got to pick some higher in rank friends. If you are the smartest person in your crowd, then it's time for you to move to another crowd, because we're always ever processing, always growing, and always maturing. So, therefore, if you hang around folk that don't want anything, if you hang around people who are constantly negative, if you hang around people who don't see the value in you, you are with the wrong squad. A lot of times, a way to pick them out is, if I were you, I wouldn't do that. If I were you, I wouldn't be with that person. If I were you, I wouldn't work that job. Um, the thing is, you're not me. So over the last few days, I've been with Beauty Behind Bars. Again, we've been together since 2014, and the founder received the Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joe Biden. And so we were at the White House, we were at the Capitol, and it was such a great experience and honor. But the truth of the matter is, we couldn't have made it there if we wasn't operating as a squad. So we have to understand that it's all about connections. Somebody say connections. It's all about your connections. And when we make bad connections, we're going to receive bad results. So I just want to encourage you um, to continue on the journey for this abundant living. But how you receive your abundant living is by good connections, good folk around you. Uh, if you want to be a homeowner, then you don't need to hang around everybody who is renting. You want to hang around folk that want the same things that you want. You want to hang around people who can catapult you into your next level in life. And that doesn't mean that you think that you're better than the people that you grew up with, that you're better than the folk in your family. That just means that you want something better out of life. And the good news is God has given you permission and authority to live that abundant life. So if you want to uh, be a business owner, then you need to start connecting with business people, with entrepreneurs. If you don't know any entrepreneurs, then you need to go to down to the Better Business Bureau and hook up with the Chamber of Commerce and start networking, because it's all about networking. And a lot of times when we are trying to go to another level and we're hanging around the wrong people, and we'll try to trick ourselves into thinking that we're going to bring them up to our level. Well, you can't bring anybody else up to the another level if you haven't leveled up yourself. And I think that sometimes we miss that. And we want to hang around folk because they've been our ride or die. We want to hang around folk because that's just what's expected of us. But we don't have to do those things. We can go ahead and get out of our comfort zone and reach out and get some healthy connections. Now, I'm not talking about no negative connections nor any unhealthy connections. I'm talking about some godly connections. That also means that you have to get out of your comfort zone. And if you're black, you might need to parlay with some white folk. If you white, you might need to parlay with some black people. You know, your comfort zone is a definite killer for you having healthy connections. Because when we get too comfortable, the enemy will use that for us to stay complacent. So we don't want to stay complacent. We want to continue to grow. One of my daughters slash sisters, Tiffany Williams, from Exclusive Solutions, she says you have to go, grow, and then glow. And so, in doing that, you have to assess those that are around you. And you've heard me say it over and over that everybody in your circle is not in your corner. So you have to assess that thing and ask yourself, because the people that you hang around, that tells you and everyone around you that that's who you want to become or who you don't want to become. And I know that it's hard to make a move sometimes, to move away from people that you've been comfortable with. But success comes when you're uncomfortable. Success comes when you take chances. Success comes when you don't allow your past to dictate your future. And you do that with these healthy connections. So I don't know about you, but I'm asking, where is your squad? Who's on your squad today? And I looked around at my squad that I was with this week. I was with Dr. Tanya Davis, who is an author, an entrepreneur, um, and I looked at our relationship when we first started. Well, she was a author before I was an author. We both were entrepreneurs, but I connected with her and then start asking questions. If you want to go to another level and you hook up and you get some healthy connections, your next thing that you need to do is start asking questions. Again, back to this. If you want to be a homeowner, you can't ask somebody who only rents how to buy a home. You need to be around the people that is going to help you get to the place that you want to be. If you want a new job, a new career, then you need to contact folk that's in that line of service. You know, where's your squad? Are you still hanging around poverty minded people, but you say that God is going to bless you to be a millionaire? Are you hanging around naysayers when you say that you are a positive person? Are you hanging around folk that are barren, not just childbearing, but barren in hopes and in dreams? And you have all of these hopes and dreams inside of yourself, but you're hanging around the wrong people. Dr. Tiffany Love is into psychology, and she's written a book. Um, Denise Turner, who was with us as well, she is an entrepreneur. So the thing is, when we get involved with like-minded people who are also in love with Christ, who not perfect people, because I got on their nerves, they got on my nerves, but people who are striving, people who are not only trying to make a better life for themselves but for others, then you know that you are headed in the right direction. But again, bad company corrupts good character. And you can have all the great ideas in the world, but trying to be the Lone Ranger, you'll never reach your full potential. That doesn't mean that you won't make it out of the ghetto, so to speak, but you won't reach your full potential because everybody need a connection. In the Garden of Eden, when God created Adam and he placed Adam into the garden, he said it's not good for man to live alone. Again, he put Adam to sleep, and he took Eve from his side, and he brought him Eve. But again, I don't think that he was only talking about being alone, uh, just in husband and wife type. It's not good for us to be alone, because if we're alone in our own heads, we'll make some stupid decisions. If we're alone in our own head, uh, we'll listen to the devil sometimes. But if you got your squad there saying to you, what you doing is not right, maybe you should try things this way, and you've been bumping your head over and over and over again because you're trying to be the Lone Ranger. The truth of the matter is, you can go a little further if you have a little bit of help. I don't know about you, but sometimes I gotta say, I need some help. And I want you to know, and this ain't for the sanctified, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost folk. Uh, that's no earthly good, but I want you to know that everything that God has created for us is already done. Those things are already done. He's already paved the way. So he's not going to come down here and give you $1 million. He's not going to come and give you a new job. He's not going to come and give you that house, that dream house. What he has done, he said in his word that he will create scenarios where men will give unto your bosom. That's why folk come and bless you, because God has stirred up the gift in them to be a blessing to you. But when you're trying to be a Lone Ranger, you'll turn around and miss your blessing. So I am so thankful for the squad that I had while we were at the White House. I was able to talk to Marsha Blackburn and her, Senator Marsha Blackburn and her crew, and we were able to take pictures and talk a little bit with Senator Cory Booker, the one that ran for the presidency of the United States. And it was all about connections. See, don't frown upon people, because you never know what position God got them in to be a stepping stone for you. If you know who your squad is, give me a thumbs up or something. If you got a good squad in your corner, if you're able to tell your hopes and your dreams to the ones around you without being discouraged, because we don't have to be discouraged when we're kingdom builders. We don't have to stay the way that we are. And I think about the squad that I had 30 years ago. The squad that I had 30 years ago was only interested in what heist we were going to pull off. The squad that I was interested in, that I was connected to years ago, was only had concern about where we were going to smoke dope at that day. And so as long as I stayed around that squad, I stayed high. I stayed discombobulated. I stayed dwelling on my past. As long as I was with that squad, I stayed feeling like a loser. And if you're on the line with me today and you feel like a failure, you feel like giving up, check your squad. Where is your squad? Your squad should be speaking life into you. Even when you crazy, your squad speaks life into you. Life into your hopes and your dreams. Where your squad at? Who are you hanging with? Are you still trying to prove things, uh, prove to somebody else that you're no longer broken, and you're trying to prove that you're no longer broken to a whole bunch of other broken people? Again, bad company corrupts good character. And I just want to share with you, not that we're being egotistical or trying to showboat that we were at the White House, that we were meeting with senators and that sort of thing, but to just let you know how important it is for the right connection. Somebody say right connections. You have to have the right connections. You have to make sure that you're with some positive people. You have to make sure that you're not with uh, some storm chasers. Those are folk that's always trying to raise hell everywhere they go. You have to make sure that you're with people that's going to elevate you instead of beat you down. Now, I want to talk to those that may be on the line that you haven't figured it out, but you're the hell raiser. You're the one that is the dream killer. Because every time somebody in your squad tell you an idea, you shoot it down. So we don't want to be in the wrong squad that is telling us negative things, and nor do we want to be the one in the squad that is putting everybody down. I'm telling you, God is so good. He can take you from the pit to the palace. He actually wants to take you from the pit to the palace. So you have to make sure that you don't mind going through the process. Where's your squad today? Where is your squad? And are you in the right squadron? You can't do it alone. Those of us who may be in a place where we're needing deliverance, you can't do it alone. Those that is trying to go to another level in business, you can't do it alone. There's always somebody better than you, even at your craft, even at the gift that you have. There's always somebody better than you. So don't frown up. Work with the people that God has sent to you to get you to another level. I am so thankful. Today I get to meet another new squad of mine um, that's working on a major project for me, and it's new people. So I had to get past the fear and the fear of failure, of failing, get past the fear of working with new people that I didn't know. And I had to tighten up my squad. And I want to also reiterate that there's a season for all things. So when God happened to remove you from a squad, don't be bitter. just be better. Allow whatever squad you're in. If you in a negative squad right now, and because you're listening to this podcast, you've decided to separate yourself, because when God getting ready to elevate you, he will separate you. So if you happen to be in a place that you have to leave that squad, don't be bitter about it. Don't be messy about it. God said, try your best to be at peace with everyone. And just know, if the season is over, the season is just over. I thank God that he is in control. I thank God for the experience that I had with my Beauty Behind Bar squad over the last few days. It was amazing. And yes, I remember going to the White House with my church, and it was a great experience. But with the squad that I was with this time, it was so different, because it was like God had elevated us up so that we could touch hands and bases with people who are in high places, who can be able to help our ministry, and eventually it trickles down to our community. So our abundant living, you guys. I know I'm not ranting and raving on today, and I'll probably come back on a little later. But our abundant living is not just for us, it is also for others. But I was so excited about um, meeting Senator and Marsha Blackburn, and uh, spending time on Capitol Hill, that I had to just get off of the plane and interrupt my uh, usual broadcast that we were going to do today. So I hope and pray that I have said something to help you along life's journey, to help you go a little bit further into your abundant living. So, you guys, thank you so very much for being a blessing. And we're going to resume our normal way of tomorrow. I have a special guest for you guys, and I'm just excited. I am so excited. So I'm thankful for everyone who comes on the talk box with me, and I pray that you be blessed on your journey to your abundant living. Okay, you guys. So thank you so very much. And
Let's talk about it. Yeah, you're listening to the TalkBox Show.